you doing today, guys? Examples here. I'm just going to be bringing you a little tutorial of how to make a little intro and lens flare. So yeah, let's get started. So what you want to do is open Cinema 4D, go to MoGraft, MoText, and first of all you want to align it to the middle. Once you've done that, you want to name it whatever you want to call it, but I'll call it text for this tutorial, and change the depth from 20 to about 95, but again, check what looks good for you and your text. So once you've done that, you want to add a color. So go to File, New Material, and it will come up with this called Matte. So double click on that, go up to color. You see here it's on reflection. You need to click on color, and then you can either do it this way, changing the color. You can see on the box here it's changing color, or you can just do it the easy way. I just do this one. I'll just put it red. That's alright. Change it to whatever color you want, really. And then go down to reflection, make sure that's clicked, and change the brightness to about 15, 20. Yeah, 20 looks good. And then go to texture, Fresnel, and then change the strength to about 30. That looks good. So there's two ways you can put the text in red. You can click and hold and drag onto the text and it will turn red, or you can click and hold and drag onto MoText and again it will turn red. So let's just see what that looks like so far. That's good. Right. Next you can do this at any stage, but change the font to whatever you want, but I normally use Cafe Nero. If I go up, there we go. That looks good. Render that. Okay, that's looking nice. Now what you want to do is add a light, so go up here, hold down and go on to light. Don't worry if it turns black like it did for me. All you need to do is drag this up a little bit, get the blue arrow and drag it out, maybe up a little bit more. And then what should happen is if you render it, you got a bit of a shadow on top here, gives it a bit more depth. So next what you want to do is make sure that you've got the light highlighted and copy it, so Control Z, Control V, or on a Mac Command C, Command V, which I've just done. Go on to Lens, go to Glow and change the glow from inactive to artifact. Once that's done, go to Settings, Edit, change beams from 24 to 3 and breaks from 2 to 0, and R from 1 to 0.15. Once you've done that, it should look a little bit like this. Click OK. Once that's done, scroll down to rotation, change that to 31. Scroll back up and you'll see on this little box that it's going to look a bit like this. So once you're highlighted onto the light 1, scroll it out a little bit so you can tell the difference between light and light 1. Render, and you'll see there's a little bit of a lens flare. So I don't want to put it there. I want to put it right next to the text. So I'll bring it to about there. Drag it down a bit over so it's in the corner. So if I zoom out a bit and render that, you'll see it's got a nice little lens flare there. That may be a little bit too bright, so I'll change it to about 75. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's better. Right, what you want to do now is, now you've got all this, you want to go to this button here and click on that, so it'll have a red outline of the screen here. So what you want to do is go to whatever frame you want, but I normally do it to about 30-35, and add a keyframe. Go back to 0, add another keyframe, and just drag the lens flare over to the other side of the text, and you'll see it's got a bit of a, you can see it moves along the text. So if I just put it to the center, render it, you'll see it move along the text. So that's basically it. All you need to do now is, I just click off this, you need to change your render settings. So you go to this button here, go to output, change the preset to whatever you want, but I normally do 720, so it's film, video and HDV/HDTV 720/25. Then it will come up with this. Go down to save it wherever you want. I'll just save it to my desktop as test. Save it there. Change the format from TIFF to QuickTime Movie, and do alpha channel. Oh, one thing I've forgotten, you should never try and forget, you need to go back to output, frame range, and you want to change it to either all frames or manual to whatever frame you want. So I'll do it to about 40 frames, from 0 frames to 40 frames. Just double check everything is alright. Alright, that's good. So what you need to do now is just click the middle button here between the two render settings and click render. This may take a while depending on how fast your computer is. This shouldn't take too long. But as you can see there, it's just rendering every frame that you've done. So it'll just go through it so it makes it look good. Again, for everything that I've done here, you can change the colors. I mean, there are some options. You can change the lens flare color. I'll do another tutorial soon to show you that one. There are numerous amounts of things you can do. I mean, the color of the text, obviously you can change that to whatever color you want. But yeah, don't just limit yourself to the things I've done. Make your intro look really good. Mine's just a basic intro, so I mean you can make it look much better than what I've done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for the renders to skip through, and I'll be back with you in a minute. So guys, as you can see here that it's finished rendering. What I'll do is I'll just X this, I'll minimize this, get that out of the way, get that out of the way. So as you can see, it's on my desktop. So if I double click on this, it'll come up with it. So if I click play, you can see that the lens flare goes across. Now you can animate the text and make it all fancy, but I'll try and do another tutorial soon for that. But for now, this is just a basic tutorial. So yeah, thanks guys.
Shrunken head, broken legs, body parts on the concrete. Cut 'em up, butcher style gators in the swamp. Red light, leave 'em dead, running like a trap.